I'm Adam Russo, Chairman and CEO of Edgewood Clinical Services. I've been a practicing clinician for over 15 years and have owned my business for the past 11. Edgewood currently serves about 3,600 unique individuals each year and provides various mental health services to all of them. What we've learned over time as we've grown is that there's been a common thread with the reasons that people come in. Whether families come in for marital issues, general family counseling, whether kids have emotional issues, behavioral problems, whether it's anger management or substance use with adults, there's a common thread that appears in all of these people, and that is a struggle to cope with failure. Everyone's got their different goals, different reasons for success, but the reality is that in order to hit these points, people have to be comfortable with failing, and people aren't. And they aren't because they don't want to deal with the letdown of that failure. They're afraid to be vulnerable and put themselves out there and see what they can really accomplish. And this happens in just general systems. Park districts give every kid a trophy when they play soccer, even if kids don't deserve it. The helicopter parents swoop in and they save kids from missing homework or missing lunches. These things don't work. And then as kids get older, they're so prepped to have to be successful that now they're spending all their time trying to get into college and trying to get into the best college that they can, and they're playing to these admissions coordinators on paper. But then when the time comes, when they actually get in, they don't know what to do because they've been working so hard just to get in. They don't know what they want personally, they don't know what they want professionally, and they're scared to take the risks to figure it out. And so when that happens, it's really hard to develop societally and culturally and develop further and in a way that lets everyone develop. When I was reading on ushistory.org about Ben Franklin and his kite experiment, this played out however many hundreds of years ago when Ben Franklin didn't tell anybody that he was going to fly a kite into a thunderstorm except for his son because he was afraid of the backlash he would get if the experiment failed. And that's the difficulty with people coping with failure. If you don't take the risk, how do you know if you're going to discover electricity or not? If you don't take those risks, you don't know what you can achieve. And this common thread comes up all too often, again, with what people struggle with today. And there have been many talks about what to do with this from a systems perspective, what school systems should do, what the government should do, what corporations might do to try to, from a systems perspective, address this. But my talk is really going to focus on what families can do for their kids. Because what can families do every day that can instill a value in not hitting a goal and instill the learning experience for kids to be able to gain knowledge in order to be successful into their adulthood?